Welcome back, friends. I'm Chef Walter. Some of our listeners expressed a desire to have some information on salt varietals, and so I decided to dedicate this episode of Flavors and Knowledge, and we will analyze the 5 most important salts used. In my kitchen, I used many more than 5, and actually I am somewhat of a salt fanatic, but you don't need to be obsessed as I am, really. All you need to know is that everyone needs salt for fluid balance, muscles, and nerve function. But too much salt in the body may be harmful as well. Our body tells us how much sodium it contains, and the level, if they are too high, we get thirsty and drink, of course, and the kidneys speed up the process of getting rid of it. Too much sodium is also linked to various physical ailments. What we know for certain is that the American diet is rich in salt and sodium because we consume way too much processed food between restaurants, snacks, and convenient products. This trend of high sodium intake, I think, began in the early 60s, when we essentially moved away from the typical home cooking to more of a convenience dining, hence relying on manufactured foods. Salt is really sodium chloride. It is 40% sodium and the rest is chlorine. And so these are the most important salts in America used primarily by general consumers. First on the list, of course, is table salt, which has fine crystals refined from underground salt deposits, to which potassium iodide is usually added for a healthy thyroid. And then there is an anti-cacking agent to prevent crystal from sticking together. Table salt is a general use salt, and it's good, of course, for baking, soaking, and cleaning. We have also kosher salt, which is a coarser version of table salt, but does not contain any additives or preservatives. The crystals are larger than table salt and can come from land or sea. Most cooks prefer kosher salt because it is easier to pinch between fingers. I also suggest it if you are preserving and koshering meats because it absorbs much more of the moisture. Then we have sea salt, which is more flavorful than both table and kosher salts due to natural traces of other minerals that remain in the salts from the evaporated seawater. It comes in both coarse and fine crystals, and can also be iodine fortified. Sea salt is made with very little processing, and it's very good, of course, for cooking. Coarser sea salt crystals can substitute for kosher salt as well. For baking, fine sea salt crystal can substitute for table salt, but I think the flavors that make sea salt unique are basically lost when it is used in cooking or baking. So sea salt best moments, I think, are when it's used as a finishing salt. So just about when you're ready to present that dish to your family and friends, just to sprinkle some of that on the flesh or whatever you're cooking. Then we have a fleur de sel, which are crystals harvested from the surface of salt ponds in France. And they are very delicate, and therefore, of course, they carry an expensive price tag compared to other salts. And yet, many say that fleur de sel is worth its price tag, and I think they are right. And just like sea salt, it is best used as a finishing touch on fish and vegetable, and even make an ending taste sensation on chocolates and desserts. And last on the list, it's Hawaiian salt. Hawaiian salts are generally black or red. I'll say they're not red, really, they are pink. The red salt has an earthy flavor deriving from the mineral Ale. It contains to the volcanically baked Hawaiian red clay, which is, of course, enriched with iron oxide. The black salt is enriched with charcoal, which can aid in digestion, and these salts can be sprinkled on fish and meats or used as bath salts. And as I said previously, there are many more salts on the marketplace, produced in various parts of the world with a distinct characteristics and flavor of their own. One that I have always used is the black salt from the island of Cyprus. It's known for its large pyramid-shaped crystals, has a mild flavor, which is common among salts produced in the Mediterranean countries. You can use it for savory cooking and baking. and it does contain a lot less sodium than table salt, which makes it ideal for those with hypertension or for those on a low-salt diets. And that is all for this episode. I hope I was able to make you more aware, at least about salts. Tune in for another informative podcast of Flavors and Knowledge the next time. Follow us on our YouTube channel under Chef Walter's Cooking School, and subscribe to this podcast on your favorite platform. We'll chat with you very soon. Ciao, ciao.